Well, on the Q, it's quality, value, and convenience. We are bringing you the best value we could possibly find. Lowest price we found. The price on this is going to hang around a little bit longer, but I don't know how long these will stay in stock. We got you free shipping and handling on this. There's an 8-inch or a 10-inch tablet. They come with 32 gigs of storage to them. And the today's special value price is really quite phenomenal. I have to tell you, I have had, like the rest of the hosts, had an opportunity to be able to kind of play with them. I fell in love with the 8-inch. This is the first time we have ever done an 8-inch. This 8-inch, you're saving $49 on. The today's special, or the 8-inch, I should say, is $59.98. 5 easy pays at $12. You're saving $39 on this. It weighs less than 12 ounces, and it comes in black, in your hibiscus, and then your emerald green. So those are your colors. We're also going to give you an opportunity to pick up a cover that is specific from Amazon that will fit this. That's a separate purchase, but we'll give you that information. And then here you even get the block and the cord you need to be able to charge it. Here's the 10-inch version, which is also another option for you. The 10-inch version is under $90 today. Free shipping and handling on this. 5 easy pays at $18. That weighs less than 16 ounces, and you're saving $49. So here are the colors in that. The black. This is the beautiful lilac, has been very, very popular. This is the ocean blue, and actually that's my 8-inch that's in the way over there. Sorry about that. But those are your 3 colors that you get to choose from. And there you can see, you are all welcome. Even if you've never shopped with us before, you know Amazon. Let's face it, we all know Amazon. We know the quality that you're gonna get. You're gonna get the Alexa with this. You're gonna get 13 hours of a rechargeable battery with this. It's kid-friendly. And it's affordable, and we know how important that is for all of us these days. So if it's time to upgrade, if you're thinking about Easter baskets, maybe you're going to pick them up for each one of the kids, the grandkids, maybe someone who's graduating and going into high school, whatever the case may be. If you travel, you'll definitely, that 8-inch one, this one, has been in my purse, and there's not a lot of room left in that purse, trust me, and it's not money. It's that slim, it went everywhere with me. Brett Hamilton. Hey now. Brett Hamilton has been in the world of tech since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. Yeah. And he knows the answers.
Still about that same height.
No. And you know pretty much the answers to everything. You have brought us other Amazon tablets. Yep. This is the first time we're offering an 8-inch as well as the 10-inch and giving you that choice.
Yeah, faster, faster. And before we get into all of it, let me just say, because I've gotten this question since midnight and I feel like I've answered it, but maybe I haven't. These are the most recent versions of both.
Thank you.
If you go to Amazon's website right now and you see the Fire 8, it's the same exact one as this. If you go to Amazon's website right now and you see the Fire 10, it is the same version, the same generation. Generation 12 for the 8-inch, generation 13. And for most of you, you don't care about that number. That I think it just confuses people. Trust me when I tell you, and I swear to you, there is no newer version of the 10, and there is no newer version of the 8 available anywhere. What you're getting from us today is the absolute most newest technology there is.
Well, already 100 of you have put this in the cart. Put it in the cart and make sure that you check out. Most of you are picking up the 10-inch. Either way, you have the choice at this point of the day to get the 10 or the 8-inch. But we're talking about 5 easy pays at what, $18? That's less than a $20 bill. 5 easy pays at $12, maybe for the kid, or if you're like me, you want to be able to just stick it in your purse and be able to read books and check your social media and, you know, your Pinterest and...
Well, and that's really what it's for. And you're talking about a 32 gig tablet that has expandable storage, and I'll get to what that means in a second. But I think what it really comes down to is, what do you do on your devices? What do you do on a phone? What do you do on a computer? The tablet is that perfect in between, and I think it really comes down to a comfort thing. I would recommend from the top here, if you've got a little one, get them the 8. Save some money, buy them the 8, okay?
That's all they'll need.
That's all they need. Or if you're somebody that is just going to use this for 1 or 2 things, I'm just reading with it, or I'm just shopping with it, blah, 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 save some money, get the 8. For everybody else, to me, it's a no-brainer when it comes to the 10. 32 gigs of storage is plenty, but you can expand it all the way up to 1,000 gigs. I'll get into that in a second, but take a look at the screen here, because for many of you, when it comes to any device, the most important part is speed. How fast does something react? Well, I'll do that again. It happened so fast you couldn't even see what I was trying to get at. I tap onto the button, which
Wow.
is the QVC app, and it comes to life. You see how gorgeous that screen is. I'm not talking about this guy right here. I'm just talking about how beautiful that picture is. Look how good Pat looks, all this good stuff. Now, when you go from there to someplace else, you don't want to wait around. Well, I just loaded my book. Now, another way to check a tablet for speed and for compatibility and all that other good stuff is just tap the screen. You know, look and see how
Look at that.
quickly it responds, it reacts. And for those of you like me that need readers, watch this. I'll show you a quick little trick. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. So for anybody at home right now going, okay, you make it look so easy on TV. There's got to be a bunch of smoke and mirrors and magic tricks. No, I'm showing it to you just as it is. There you go. Tap that little icon at the top, and I can adjust the font to anywhere I want to go. All right, Pat, let's continue the tour for a second, because
Okay.
I feel like this is what most of you are curious about. What will it do? Well, we shopped, we read. Everything else, for the most part, is going to come through the App Store, and just because it's called a store, it doesn't mean that you have to spend money. This is where you'd find Facebook. This is where you'd find Pinterest and all that other good stuff. And once you find it and you tap onto that icon, it will then plant that app or that little thumbnail on the screen for you. When it comes to photographs, there they are.
Oh.
There's my cat Doodle when she was a little baby. Her paws were so big, I thought, did I accidentally get like a real cat? And as it grows, I got to come down one stairs and she's just chomping on a steak. But again, you see how easy this is to make it work and to make it move. And by the way, not all of these pictures came from this tablet. You know what that is?
No.
That picture right there, the little
What is that?
sea turtles, when they hatch, and they're leaving their nest and they're working their way into the Gulf. Next morning I found that.
cool
But
is that?
my point is that some of these pictures are taken with the tablet. Others I sent over. I plugged my charging cable into a computer, and you can drag and drop. Getting that question a lot too. Can I get photos and videos and bring them over? You sure can. All right. While we're at it, the website, because for many of you this is the most important part. I don't know if you remember this or not, Pat, but back when tablets first came out, the tablet version of a website didn't look like a computer version of a website. There weren't as many graphics, there wasn't as much information. They just weren't capable of doing it. Well, that's one thing you would think for a tablet at this price that they would cheat on and say, well, you don't really need.
Right,
No,
we don't need that yet.
this looks just like
Yep.
QVC's website on a computer, but it's not a computer price, and in many cases, faster than the computer that you have. So we'll explore throughout the hour all the cool stuff that it does, but you can just see, including email, the ability to be productive with Skype and the 2 cameras that are inside there. It's hard to believe that this tablet is only, what is it, $90? And that's just, what's the catch? There is no catch, it's Amazon.
Yeah, there is no catch, because we wanted to do something that really took us back to our core values, and that's quality, value, convenience. We'll send this wherever you need us to send this. We are in that mode where we're close to graduations. We're close to Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Passover, birthday, holidays. You know, who dreamed you could go ahead and get an Amazon tablet with all of the things that we're going to share with you for 5 easy pays at $12 on this one. Look, it fits inside. What did I tell you? It weighs 16 ounces. So it didn't make my purse that much heavier, and I took it with me. My expensive iPad, and yes, I did buy one of those, an expensive iPad, I'm not going to take that on a trip. I'm not going to take that and let that go through security at the airport and worry about, I'm going to take this instead because it's going to do everything I need it to do. That's the nice thing. The 10, this is 5 easy pays at $18. I mean, think about that. That's less than $20. My sister Deb, you know, I'm guilty of carrying that phone on my hand like it's part of my hand.
Like an
but
appendage.
my frustration with that is I can't see anymore. So now I'm doing this to try to make it bigger, and I'm sort of this all week long that I had, I could read everything I wanted. My sister Deb has had that same tablet forever. Here's a chance to upgrade the tablet. Maybe this is what we get her together for the birthday gift. Under $90 for the 10-inch right here. I mean, look at the quality of that you're getting. The 8-inch, first time that we're doing the 8-inch. The 8-inch is perfect for kids, and wait till you see how they have this design for kids, not only for their fun, but also for their education, which we will talk about. And the 8-inch, let me just tell you and remind you again, the 8-inch is going to have black, emerald, and hibiscus. Hibiscus, emerald, black. That's all you need. It comes in a box. Yes, it has a couple of written instructions. Did I read them? No, I didn't read them. I charged it like I knew I needed to, and it talked to me. It talked me through what language and everything so I could set it up.
Well, you bring up a great point. I always forget to get to this, and it's important to most of us, or if not all of us. Is it easy to set up? And the answer is, I always thought tablets were some of the easiest technology to set up simply because they have a screen and they show you exactly what you need to do versus scanning a QR code or looking for an instruction manual. But Amazon has actually made it easier this time around. If you have an Amazon account and you have the app on your phone, for example, now you don't even need to type in your information anymore. When I set these tablets up, I'm not exaggerating here, I opened up the Amazon app, so it was on my screen.
On your phone.
I set it next to the tablet and it'll say, do you want to set this up manually or do you want to do it with the app? And when I do it with the app, the two talk to each other. I walked away. It sent all of the apps and all the content from my older tablets, because I've been doing Amazon forever and have all the generations of them. And before I knew it, my new tablet looked exactly like the old one, but it's faster. It's just got a better processor and all that other good stuff. So please don't be afraid of the process of getting into the game, because it's about as easy as it could come. I want to say one thing about the case real quick, because you mentioned the little guys and other brands, more expensive brands. If they're going to do the same thing when it comes to your kids, whether they're surfing the web, they're taking video, whatever it might be, there's no point spending, and I'm not knocking other brands, I'm just saying there's no point in spending $600, $700, $800 on a tablet for kids that they may not bring home from school, that could fall in the toilet or the tub or whatever. But please, even if you don't get a case from us, although get this one if you're going to get a case because it was made by Amazon, it's meant for this, even down to where the camera goes. Please, please, please get some sort of protection, because if you give it to the little ones, hey, listen, the adults are just as guilty.
Yeah.
But we all know that if you drop a tablet face down, the chances are something might happen to the glass. And when something happens to the glass, then you're in trouble.
All right, we lost a color.
Oh.
Wow. In the 10-inch tablet, ocean. Oh, really? All right, so
That's the blue one right there.
The blue one.
Yeah. Gone.
Okay, well, that happens when you have something as extraordinary. So let me just remind you, because we don't want that to happen to you, especially if you had your heart set on that. All right, because here we have your hibiscus and your black. That's what remains in the 10-inch. You're going to put a cover on it anyway, because Brett told us, and we know we need to put the cover on it, so we'll talk about that in a second. Here's the 8-inch. Again, this 8-inch fits so easily, but it's bigger than your phone, so you could actually read it. Here is your hibiscus, here's your emerald, there's your black. It comes beautifully boxed for you, as I said. It's so easy to set up, and call us. Please, we have 45 minutes with Brett. I have a list of questions which I'll go through, but if you have a specific question, call us. If you are like my sister Deb and you love your tablet, call us and let us know what you do on the tablet. Do you play games? We're Pinterest people. We're crafters in our family. Yep. You know, and some of you are bakers. You like to cook. Some of you like to travel.
Well, and that's the cool part about a tablet, is that everybody uses it for something different, right? Even though there's a finite amount of choices, within each choice, there's so many different ways to go. And when you've got something as new, and by the way, these are the most recent. I said it a few minutes ago, but I'm going to keep saying it.
I'm glad you repeated it.
There's no newer 10. There's no newer 8. I don't want you to be fooled by the price. This is just how we have a relationship with Amazon. They allow us to do this for a short period of time. So the newest version of the 10 is this one. The newest version of the 8 is that one. In fact, those colors are brand new to the 8. The 8 has existed in the past in previous generations, but this is the first time anybody has seen those colors as well.
All right, 700 already ordered, lowest price we found. Would you take us for a tour so we really understand? Please?
Yeah, and the nice part about what I'm about to do is that there's not a lot to show you, which is always good when it comes to technology. If you take a peek at the top of the tablet here, believe it or not, they still have a headphone port. A lot of people, I'm going this way, okay. Oh, there we go. There's a headphone port, so if you don't have wireless headphones, even though there are stereo speakers inside here, you can plug directly into it. There's your charging port. The cable comes with it, even comes with the little AC plugs. You don't have to go searching for one of those blocks. Plug it right into the wall, 13-hour battery life. Microphone, because I'll show you why you'll need that in a second. And then you've got volume up, volume down, and you've got a power button. That's it.
That easy.
That's it. There are 2 cameras. There's a camera there, and there's a camera there. Other than that, That's it for the tour. And I like when the tours are simple. There's no left or right clicks. There's no all this other crazy stuff. What you see right there is what you're going to use every day.